If the Fed needs to cut rates, it will be because there's been a major mishap in this war. The last thing this market wants, the last thing this economy wants, the last thing I think President Trump wants to be re-elected is if the Fed needs to cut rates. Because they won't go a quarter of a basis point, they'll have to go 1% because it'll be that bad. Think about Q4 with the stock market. Think about a 10 to 15% downdraft. He's not getting re-elected, but the Fed will cut rates for him and it will have zero impact on markets.
Yeah, the pressure is going to be ratcheted up on the Fed, is it not? If the economy does deteriorate, Steve, and the megaphone from 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue continues, Powell's going to feel some pressure.
Right,
now.
But I think Richard has it right. The Fed is going to address the fallout from this. It's not going to preemptively address it. It's not going to be made a party to what the fiscal authority is doing. Look, Scott, I have real concerns that trade is being weaponized the way that WMD was weaponized in the war with Iraq. And instead of bad intel this time, there's bad economics. When the president talks about a $500 billion trade deficit as if they are stealing from us, that's just wrong. And the idea is that we are being led down this path effectively to war over an issue that is at best poorly understood and at worst purposely misstated.
Well, they are stealing from us. Maybe the metric that, that he's pointing out
Hold on. There are two
incorrect.
separate issues here. There's the theft of IP property, which is a real serious issue, and there's a $500 billion trade deficit that is the result of free people engaging in free exchange, goods for money. Okay? Now, maybe it would be a little different if their markets were more open or not, but whatever. The idea is that is not theft. That is trade. And there's reasons for that. There are small business people across this country who have decided that the best input for them is a Chinese good that they import for $3 and put it into a system and sell that thing for $30, and they make money on that. And that's a trade. That's what we do. That's different from IP theft.
Is there an economist in the world who would say trade deficit is the way to measure the well-being of a society? Or the average person in a society?
He's Peter Navarro. Is only one.
But
read the Wall Street Journal editorial page
besides
today.
Him,
there is
anyone that thinks that way?
There is not. I mean, if it gets crazy, this idea that maybe there are things that are out of balance that may be worth thinking about and addressing in terms of currency regimes and things like that. But no, that is not supposed to be the metric. It is not generally the metric by which anybody judges whether or not you give me $500, you give me $100,000, I'll give you a Porsche. Did I steal from you? I didn't steal from you. I gave you a Porsche with your money.
Paul, how much can
depends on how good the Porsche was.
How much can the market withstand of this? You know, we were on a path. We hit these new highs.
Yep.
Seemed like we were on a path over that threshold and beyond to who knows where. And now we've been surprised by what we thought was the potential of a deal this past Friday. Didn't happen. Additional tariffs are now on. Maybe more are coming. President seems to be non-committal, at least publicly, on that. What do you do with that?
So I think 10 days ago we had Goldilocks, right? We had a great payroll number.
Yeah.
2 days later we had a wet Sunday. I don't know what he was doing in the White House, but he started tweeting. All right. He'd obviously been really got angered by Lighthizer coming to him that weekend. And he reacted, and probably for very good reason. So the market came off 5%. I said to someone then, that's a 5% tweet. I think we retraced half of that. So we get back to about 2870. We don't go back above 2900. We do work now. What happens now, I think, Scott, is that we've got 6 weeks until Osaka, but we need someone like Lighthizer on an aeroplane to China within 2 to 3 weeks, or this market's got a problem. So I think we've got another 2 weeks. We're just going to look at this market. We're going to try and work it out, but we're not going to do anything. You don't put new money to work, and if you want to get out, well, that's your view on whether this thing resolves itself or not.